All right, so we have our theme now. And let's take a look at how to install our theme. Now there's a couple ways you can install WordPress themes. So if we click on Appearance and then Themes, here, Appearance and then Themes, and we click on Add New, as we said before, this will directly connect us through an application programming interface, aka API, to the WordPress theme marketplace if we just hit Add New. So again, if we come to Appearance, Themes, and then we just click Add New right here, we can install a theme from the WordPress theme marketplace, okay? The one that's controlled by WordPress here. So all we'd have to do is hover over the theme we like. There are previews with some of them. And as let's say we like this one, we can hit install and it will install the theme. So by default, our demo is going to be a tennis store. So by default, WordPress is going to come with a theme. Usually it's called the 2022 theme. And usually it's barren. So in this case, this is actually the 2022 right here. This is the theme that most WordPress installations come with. So these are themes that WordPress actually makes. So when we go back here and we refresh the page, you'll see that by default, WordPress themes come with 2022, this particular theme. So your WordPress installation will not work without a theme or a template. So this is a client-side action. You could use WordPress for other things, but if you're wanting to interface on the client side, meaning what visitors see on the front page or on any page, okay, publicly available pages, you're going to need to use a template or theme. Now, there are differences between the template and the theme. We'll go over that in a minute. Let's install our theme. So in this case, our theme, the one that you downloaded, the Woodmart theme, which we said was the best one for e-commerce. So we're going to click on Add New, and you should download this theme onto your local disk, so your computer. We're going to hit Upload, choose File, and assuming you did that, we're just going to choose the file. Okay, the file should look like this, Woodmart .6.5.4 at the time of this recording. Okay, so the theme gets updated frequently. So your version will be higher than this at a later date, but at the time of this recording, this is what your theme should look like. So when there is an update for this particular theme, okay, this particular theme right here will be updated. So we're going to click on Install Now. The numbers might look different accordingly. Okay. We're going to hit Install Now. And as you can see in the browser, it's thinking. This is a large file. So I believe it's about 50 megabytes. And as you can see, WordPress is telling us that it successfully unpacked the theme in the zip folder that you downloaded onto your local disk and uploaded to your WordPress installation. We're going to hit Activate. Once we hit Activate, we're going to be brought to what's called the Woodmart Installation Wizard. So the Woodmart Installation Wizard is going to walk us through installing the elements of the theme. So the dummy content, the required plugins, the page builder, and the child theme. All of the ancillary stuff that makes the theme work. So this theme license should be good. I'm using a super license, so this theme license should be good. We're going to go to the next step. We're going to install the child theme. So the child theme allows us to make changes to the parent theme without impacting the core files of the parent theme. So we installed, actually, let's go back. Make sure you choose to install this child theme here and then hit next step. Okay. Now, the install wizard is asking us what flavor of page builder we want. So a page builder basically is software that allows us to build WordPress pages without using any kind of code. So a lot of the times with page builders, they will have pre-made elements. They will have the dummy content. They will have a way to input entire sections without you having to implement code, right? So for Woodmart in particular, and from just my experience using it, developing hundreds of websites over the years, WP Bakery is the better option with Woodmart than Elementor. So we're going to choose this. Okay, so your choices are going to be Elementor or WP Bakery. The reason why I like WP Bakery is it's easy to use. Elementor is easy to use too, but WP Bakery is, in my view, easier. It's less of a hassle to make the elements mobile responsive versus where Elementor, you have to go through extra lengths to do that. And also, WP Bakery has more pre-made elements than the Elementor page builder. So what is the difference between a theme and a template? So a theme is usually going to be coming with multiple templates. Okay, so multiple templates in a specific theme. So in this case, our theme is e-commerce, right? So theme is going to come with multiple templates, multiple styles, and we'll see an example of this when we actually get to installing the dummy content and choosing a template. So a theme is going to have the functionality of the brains behind sort of the template. So the necessary plugins, setting the header. So from a setting the footer from a functional standpoint, think of a theme as where all of the engine of like the engine, the scripts that make a website work are going to be contained within the theme, the engine behind what you see on the front page, the engine, changing the headers, changing the footers, changing content, etc. And the templates are just basically style elements, right? So pre-made style elements. And we'll get an example of that. So when somebody is telling you theme and template, those two things are not used interchangeably because they don't mean the same thing, okay? All right, so we're gonna come here to plugins and activation plugins. Now, once we get here, this is going to ask us to install the plugins. So I have already installed these plugins. That's why it's asking me if I want to deactivate it. But when you get to this screen, when you're first installing this theme, you're gonna wanna make sure that you install and activate all, like so. Okay, so this is going to be here when you first install it. Install and activate all and click on that button. This should take a minute. The most important plugins you need to make this theme work are right here. So WP Bakery Page Builder, Slider Revolution, and Woodmart Core. So you might be asking yourself, those are absolutely required. So if you don't use, and obviously Woocommerce, because you need a payment capture system, right? You need a gateway. You need a payment gateway, and you need functionality to turn WordPress into a shopping cart. So another important thing. So you might be asking yourself, what is a plugin? If you don't know what a plugin is basically scripts, code that extend the functionality of WordPress. By default, WordPress is a content management system that's primarily made for building web pages and blogs, okay? That's why you see a lot of things that are like posts, okay? Like post, add new post, media. These are all things you typically would need to create a blog, okay? A blog with this type of functionality. So with WordPress, we need certain scripts, in this case, plugins, to extend WordPress beyond its core functionality. So we're gonna hit next step once all of those plugins are installed, and we're gonna be brought to the dummy content page. So you're gonna be given a thumbnail preview of which template you wanna use with this particular theme. Now, I already know which one I'm going to use, okay? And the one I'm going to use is the default Woodmart main. I think that will usually cover anything, any store that I'm trying to create. So if you want to see a live preview, just click live preview. What I like to do if I want to view multiple previews is right click on my mouse and open the link in the new tab. And then I'm taken to Woodmart's website where this demo exists, and I can see how this theme, or this template rather, operates. Okay, so we're not going to go through all of them. So I'm just going to import this one because I know this is the one that I could use. Now, if you have, let's say, a superstore, or you're interested in a superstore, you could use something like this. Okay, there are 72 templates here. Okay, and they're all purpose-driven for specific business categories, or laid out for and designed for specific business categories. So in this case, with an e-commerce component to it, obviously. So we're going to import this one. You're going to be given the indicator that's telling you how long it takes to import. Sometimes this can take a few minutes depending on how many elements they're importing. So you might be wondering, well, what are they importing? They're importing dummy content. So dummy content basically are placeholders, okay? And what that is going to allow you to do with mostly gibberish text or whatever is going to fill out the pages so you can in turn see where certain elements on the page, basically objects, anything you see on the page on a web page is an object or an element, right? So a button that you might click on a page, that is an element. So this is importing all of those elements from the demo onto our website. It's doing that through an API connection between your website and the Woodmart theme repository, where these assets are housed. So elements on a page could also be known as assets. Objects, elements, assets, they're all used interchangeably. So this is at 70%, we'll wait. Again, this can take a few minutes depending on how many elements we have. So it's at 80% now. I'll let this go. All right. Give it some time. This is perfectly normal if you're waiting a few minutes. So we'll let this go. All right. So we're going to right click on this and we're going to open the link on new tab. It's asking us to view the page. So it's going to take us to the home page. But for now, we're just going to hit next step and we'll view that later. So we're also offered another option where we can view the home page. We already set up WooCommerce. Here are the theme settings and here are the header builders. Okay, so we're not going to go over all of that. But this is what the home page looks like. And as you can see, on our demo domain, this is what everything looks like. So we installed the demo. Now we're going to rip apart this demo and we're going to add in our own elements. So this is how you install the WordPress Woodmart theme.